silent prayer. So much of all on earth, they say, is but a mockery and a dream. In this land are gentle dreams, light and shadow, nothing's as it seems. Kindness shows, but fear confines. Hearts and fates forever intertwined. In the field, a man endures, faith within, his heart is pure. With her child, a mother's peace, in his smile, her worry cease. Lives entwined by unseen hand, the weight of chains across these lands. In this land of gentle dreams, light and shadow, nothing's as it seems. Kindness shows, but fear confines. Hearts and fates forever intertwined. Through the night, a fragile peace, but dawn may bring a storm's release. In shadows deep, we dare to hope, while tightening chains leave us to coast. So much of all on earth we know is but a mockery and a dream. Debts are mounting, time runs low, the price of life, how can we know? In this world of joy and strife, we balance on the edge of life. In this land of gentle dreams, light and shadow, nothing's as it seems. Kindness shows, but fear confines. Hearts and fates forever intertwined. In fields of gold, beneath blue skies, a world apart, where sorrow lies. Shadows deep, beneath blue skies, a world apart, where sorrow lies.
Eliza is truly me, drawing his child sitting on his knee. You are the fairest woman I could see, but oh, I wish you'd never seen me. What use is trying, striving for much more? In chains I wish my life were gone before. Yet your sweet voice, my love, calls me to stand. So I endure with hope within my hand. I'm a man as much as he is strong and wise. I can read much better and see his lies. I'm better educated, skills pristine, an inventor, creator of fine machines. Yet he drags me down, puts me to the test. In his cruel games I cannot find rest. Though he claims my body, my soul is free, for I am a man as much as he. Where it was kind, to harsh master's grip he's left behind. Taken from kindness, work mean and obscene. For you and our boy I'll stay unseen. I've been patient all this while, paid every cent, endured each harsh trial. This master claims to own my very soul, but free my spirit beyond his control. I'm a man as much as he's strong and wise. I can read much better and see his lies. I'm better educated, skills pristine, an inventor, creator of fine machines. Yet he drags me down, puts me to the test. In his cruel games I cannot find rest. Though he claims my body, my soul is free, for I am a man as much as he. So Eliza, bear up now, be strong. In a week or so I'll right this wrong. To Canada I'll flee and earn an increase. For you and our son I'll buy your release. Pray for me, Eliza, that God may hear your faith and love, they keep strength near. Though master tries to break my will, for our future I'll endure still. He tries to humble, tries to break my heart, but in my soul freedom will not part. With every hardship I'll persevere, for the day we're free, my love, don't fear. I'm a man as much as he's strong and wise. I can read much better and see his lies. I'm better educated, skills pristine, an inventor, creator of fine machines. Yet he drags me down, puts me to the test. In his cruel games I cannot find rest. Though he claims my body, my soul is free, for I am a man as much as he. For our love for light we seek and find, in each other hope and strength combined. One day soon we'll break these heavy chains, together free from all these pains.
In the dim lit room they gathered, shadows play on the walls. Shelby sits in silence as the traitor makes his call. Gambling debts and cold promises lay heavy on the table. He ponders his life's choices, his heart feeling unstable.
When the debt comes due, numbers cold and calculated, lies to play it through. In the echo of the whispers, deals are struck by hand, negotiating futures. What's the price of a man? With reluctance offers Tom to pay the debt, but the traitor's eyes are greedy, demands have not been met. Tom's a man of faith and honor, Shelby pleads his case, but the traitor shakes his head, wanting more in this grim race. Throw in the boy, the traitor says, and put the matter to rest. Shelby's heart is heavy, his mind a tangled mess. Let me think things through, he says, come again tonight. The traitor nods in silence, vanishing from his sight. What's the price of a man when the debt comes due? Numbers cold and calculated, lives to pay it through. In the echo of the whispers, deals are struck by hand, negotiating futures. What's the price of a man? What's the price of a man? When the boy, the traitor says, and put the matter to rest, Shelby's heart is heavy, his mind a tangled
moments. Let me think things through, he says, come again tonight. The traitor nods in silence, vanishing from sight. That's the price of a man when the debt comes due. Numbers cold and calculated, life's to play it through. In the echo of the whispers, deals are struck by hand. Negotiating futures, what's the price of a man? These burdens weigh upon my soul. Debts that crush, a heavy toll. Choices bound by laws and cash so cold. With life's at stake, my sins take hold. It is impossible to improve this matter when we have to do what's so cruel. The weight of this burden that hearts must shatter, I am bound by the law's hard rules. Caught between the debts I owe and life's that dangle in the throes. It is impossible to make things right in the shadows of this night. Beacon strong and pure, Harry's innocence so unsure. Their fates entwined, their futures obscure. In the shadows of this night, it is impossible to improve this matter when we have to do what's so cruel. The weight of this burden that hearts must shatter, I am bound by the law's hard rules. Caught between the debts I owe and life's that dangle in the throes. Impossible to make things right in the shadows of this night. The road is built on backs so bent, on dreams and lives unjustly spent. My choice a mirror and the results of sin in a realm where love grows thin. Whoa. Caught between the debts I owe and life's that dangle in the throes. Impossible to make things right, yet choose I must before the night. What must be done, there is no choice. Heart in my heart, ignore the voice. If we don't pay, we all might fall, as bankruptcy will separate us all. What must be done, there is no choice. Separate a mother from her son, and a husband from his wife's dear voice. Now to tell my wife what must be done. What must be done? What must be done?
I heard all you and Master said tonight. You will not blame me for this desperate plight. I'm gonna try to save my boy, take flight. God bless and reward you, kind woman. This is God's curse on slavery. I proclaim a bitter, bitter, most accursed shame. A curse to the master and a curse to the slave. In this darkness no one's saved, but my heart has no tears to give. It drops only blood, bleeding itself away in silence, in the name of love. to his last standing place. He said he'd run, escape this disgrace. But my heart has no tears to give. It drops only blood, bleeding itself away in silence, in the name of love. In the name of love. Tom, I heard you say there was no choice between selling us and selling all. Chloe, I'd tell my George if he could hear my voice, but I must run while this night falls.
Tom's heart was heavy, hoarse as cries filled the air. Great tears fell through his fingers in despair. Just like tears you drop in a coffin site, where lay your firstborn son, lost in the night. But my heart has no tears to give. It drops only blood, bleeding itself away in silence, in the name of love. In my own Gethsemane I pray, oh Lord, not my will, but yours I say. If I must be so, then let it be. To save them all, I'll pay this fee. But my heart has no tears to give. It drops only blood, bleeding itself away in silence, in the name of love. Oh, I'm going to glory, come along with me. See the angels beckoning, calling me free. See the golden city, the everlasting day. In his arms we'll find our way. With Chloe by my side, one last night we hold each other tight, until the light, her touch, her voice, my guiding star. Our love will hold wherever we are. But the heart has no tears to give. It drops only blood, bleeding itself away in silence, in the name of love. If I must be so, or all should fall, then I'll be the one to save them all. With bleeding heart, in silence I pray, keep Chloe safe, come what may.
would clutch tight against her chest. Through the frosty night, no time to rest. The ground beneath, a creaking sound, every shadow making her heart pound. Mother, do I need to stay awake? No, my darling, sleep for both our sakes. If I do get sleep, you won't let him take me. No, God will help us both, you'll see. The traitor saw her, called his men, but her feet barely touched the ground again and again. With wild cries and leaps in despair, to the other side she flies as if by air. The river like Jordan, a swollen tide, cakes of ice in waters wide. Down the steps with a desperate cry, she leaps to freedom, ready to die. With a heart full of fire, she takes the leap across the ice, the river deep. Blood marks the steps, choose left behind. In the name of love, strength she finds. The ice swings and teeters up and down, yet she presses on without a sound. The Lord preserves his own, they say. As if by miracle, she finds her way. With a heart full of fire, she takes the leap across the ice, the river deep. Blood marks the steps, choose left behind. In the name of love, strength she finds. Oh, Mr. Simmons, save me, my child's been sold. Don't you have a son who's just as old? You're brave, he said, I'll help you through. Go down to that house, they'll know what to do. We saw her cross on the floating ice. Was it no less than a miracle of Christ? Then a man helped her up the other side. Then into the night she did hide. With a heart full of fire, she takes the leap across the ice, the river deep. Blood marks the steps, choose left behind. In the name of love, strength she finds. Across the ice, her heart beats strong. A mother's love is where he belongs. In the darkest night, through the blood and fear, she finds her freedom, her child held near.
Shelby's promise, strong and true. We'll buy back Tom and see it through. Renting out Chloe, price to bake and sell. Every coin saved will bring Tom home well. For in the darkest times compassion leads the way. A vow to restore, a vow to protect. From the hands of sorrow we'll make a brighter day. Through acts of love and courage we all connect. Senator Bird with a heart so kind shelters Eli's eye and alleviates her mind. Guides her to safety, points the way on to freedom and a brighter day. With every pie sold, a dream to fulfill. Mrs. Shelby's heart and our unwavering will. This vow to Chloe brings hope to her eyes. In the bonds of compassion our strength lies. For in the darkest times compassion leads the way. A vow to restore, a vow to protect. From the hands of sorrow we'll make a brighter day. Through acts
Shelby's coin saved, each day a step closer to Tom, and the promise kept. The senators aid, a guiding hand in compassion. Together they stand, for in the darkest times compassion leads the way. A vow to restore, a vow to protect. From the hands of sorrow we'll make a brighter day. Through acts of love and courage we all connect. Through different paths they walk hand in hand. The senator and Mrs. Shelby take a stand. In a world divided, their hearts unite to bring forth justice and keep hope in sight.
A drizzly afternoon at a country inn in Kentucky's heart. A traveler arrived, seeking warmth as the storm began to start. In the barroom, tall Kentuckans lounged with rifles by their side, with hunting dogs and little slaves while weathers forced it by. A large handbill caught their eye, a runaway slave's plight. George's name and features listed for all to see in sight. Mr. Wilson from the factory recognized his friend. They spoke of plans and freedom and how this tale would end. They seek a lone slave on the run and afraid, but I've changed my looks and travel with friends, staying at inns with a plan carefully made. But if things come to some desperate ends, they'll find me armed and unafraid. Step by step, I'm breaking free. In disguise, I journey to my liberty. My heart is strong, my path is clear. My freedom is drawing near. Christians don't know how these things look to us. There's a God for you, but is there one for us? With each mile I travel closer to freedom's light. I journey on with hope until Canada's in sight. Step by step, I'm breaking free. In disguise, I journey to my liberty. My heart is strong, my path is clear. My freedom is drawing near. Where is your wife, George, if I may be so bold? She's ran without child when she found he was sold. Gone to the north, Lord only knows where. Whether we meet again, I can't say or swear. Step by step, I'm breaking free. In disguise, I journey to my liberty. My heart is strong, my path is clear. My freedom is drawing near. Mr. Wilson, with a heavy heart, offered all his cash in aid as George prepared to leave unafraid. Tell my wife I love her if I die along the way, and in the land of freedom my love will ever stay. Step by step, I'm breaking free. In disguise, I journey to my liberty. My heart is strong, my path is clear. My freedom is drawing near.
boat creaked and groaned as it left the shore. Lucy sat down, her heart heavy and sore. The trader nearby, with a cold callous stare. Her child was gone, and despair filled the air. Lucy, your child is gone, sold to a family far away and on. Under the dark of night, under silent skies, twinkling down under solemn angels' eyes. Tom watched in silence, the horror untold. A mother's heart shattered, the story unfold. The law saw her as cargo, just bales and crates. But her pain was real, and her love innate. Lucy, your child is gone, sold to a family far away and on. Under the dark of night, under silent skies, twinkling down under solemn angels' eyes. At midnight, Tom woke to a splash in the night. A shadow slipped away out of sight. Lucy's place was empty, her pain set free into the water, into eternity. Lucy, your child is gone, sold to a family far away and on. Under the dark of night, under silent skies, twinkling down under solemn angels' eyes. The trader felt nothing, used to such scenes. The presence of death, part of his means. But in heaven above, every tear is known by the man of sorrows who calls us his own. Lucy, your child is gone, sold to a family far away and on. Under the dark of night, under silent skies, twinkling down under solemn angels' eyes. Who makes the traitor? Who's most to blame? Who supports the system, igniting this flame? You make the public call for his trade, depraving him until he feels no shame. In what world are you better than he? When we set the demand and let this be. Lucy, your child is gone, sold to a family far away and on. Under the dark of night, under silent skies, twinkling down under solemn angels' eyes. The river flows with many dreams, changed by time with busy streams. Through waters dark, hearts are sad, but hope and love can make them glad. On the boat, I wander free, with golden hair, just like a dream. I see Tom there, he smiles at me. I made a kind friend is what it seems. I'm Eva, just 5 years old, with violet eyes and a heart of gold. Pale and frail, but full of grace. I will light this world with my embrace. The logs being loaded below. Curious eyes, I watched with glee, but then I slipped, fell into the sea. The water was cold, it pulled me down. I felt so scared, I thought I'd drown. But strong arms came and assisted me. Tom saved my life and lifted me. I'm Eva, just 5 years old, with violet eyes and a heart of gold. Pale and frail, but full of grace. I light the world with my embrace. I saw the pain in Tom's kind eyes. With my I felt so safe. He's so strong and kind to keep, a friend I'll love with every day. Papa, please buy him, I softly say, to make him happy, please, okay? My daddy smiles and then agrees to make Tom happy and put his heart at ease. I'm Eva, just 5 years old, with violet eyes and a heart of gold. Pale and frail but full of grace, I light the world with my embrace. I wish for Tom's journey a happy end, with love and hope his heart to mend. In the sunshine we'll find our way, with smiles and laughter every day. In novels, hearts break and then they die. Stories end with a tear and a sigh. But life persists from night to day, even when our hope fades away. We move through shadows lost in time. In the busy world we toe the line. Eating, drinking, dressing, we proceed, living life through every deed. In real life we don't just die, when all that makes life bright to us has said goodbye. We carry on through old and new, when all that's called living is left to do. Tom and Chloe, worlds apart, their love endures within their heart. George and Eliza, apart they flee, chasing dreams of liberty. St. Clare's heart, once filled with light, now shadows darken day and night. An unloving wife, a constant strife, his growing concern for his daughter's life. We move through shadows lost in time. In the busy world we toe the line. Eating, drinking, dressing, we proceed, living life through every deed. In real life we don't just die, when all that makes life bright to us has said goodbye. We carry on through old and new, when all that's called living is left to do. Hearts may break, but still they beat. In the patterns of life they find a seed, wandering, seeking, buying and selling. When the heart will mend, there's no foretelling. In real life we don't just die, when all that makes life bright to us has said goodbye. We carry on through old and new, when all that's called living is left to do. So we live our lives with ache unbending, in this world it's never ending. Through this pain we make our way, living life day by day, day by day.
Tom arrives at the grand estate, where hopes are high and fears abate. Through gilded doors a soul conflicted, but in his care he feels protected. A new life begins with the St. Clares, Tom finds a home with all new airs. With cautious hope he starts to see a future bright yet still wary. Ava's laughter, pure and bright, her joyful spirit, a guiding light. With every smile she spreads her grace, in a presence, a peaceful space. Marie's cold eyes, a distant shore, a mistress frail yet wanting more. Her selfish ways, a constant strife, yet Tom endures, he learns her life. A new life begins with the St. Clairs. Tom finds a home with all new airs. With cautious hope he starts to see a future bright yet still wary. Miss Ophelia, stern and fair, St. Clair's cousin, the strength to spare. A northern soul in southern lands, she guides with firm yet steady hands. Adolph's pride, a butler's role, vanity and envy in his soul. He stands so tall yet feels the sting of Tom's resolve, a humbling thing. Through marble halls where echoes sing, Tom's spirit rises on newfound wings. Each morning sun, a chance to pray for St. Clair's heart to find its way. A new life begins with the St. Clairs. Tom finds a home with all new airs. With cautious hope he starts to see a future bright yet still wary. A new chapter turns with heavenly grace, his life a witness of God's face, to serve his Lord before the throne, in every deed, even when alone.
In the silence of my study, when the shadows go long, I sit and ponder what's right and wrong. A life of luxury, built on others' pain, in this gilded cage where I hold the chain. Questions swirl, a tempest in my mind. Truths I seek, yet answers I can't find. Philosopher's Dilemma, heart and mind at war. In the mirror of my soul, what am I fighting for? Intellect and conscience clashing in the night. In the depths of my conflict, I must find what is right. I see religion is bent to fit every selfish fire and become less compassionate than my own desire. When I look for a religion, I must look for something higher, and not for something that will bless me in the mire. Morality's maze, winding through my soul, seeking the path to make me whole. Philosopher's Dilemma, heart and mind at war. In the mirror of my soul, what am I fighting for? Intellect and conscience clashing in the night. In the depths of my conflict, I must find what is right. Morality's maze, winding through my soul, seeking the path to make me whole. Philosopher's Dilemma, heart and mind at war. In the mirror of my soul, what am I fighting for? Intellect and conscience clashing in the night. In the depths of my conflict, I must find what is right. Ava's eyes so pure, see the world so clear. Her innocence and love wash away my fear. Yet the weight of legacy heavy on my chest. Can I face the truth and finally confide. Is religion that descends to meet the world's embrace? Yet I seek a higher truth, a purer grace. No bending faith, no compromise. In the search for truth, I must find the light. Philosopher's Dilemma, heart and mind at war. In the mirror of my soul, what am I fighting for? Intellect and conscience clashing in the night. In the depths of my conflict, I must find what is right. In this silent battle, only time will tell if I can break free from this personal hell. The philosopher's path, fraught with pain and strife. I'm searching for the courage to change my life. Reunited hearts in a moment so sweet. In a Quaker house, George and Eliza complete. With gentle hands, our fears are soothed away. In this safe haven, we find strength today. Rachel's hands, they work with tender care, preparing for the journey we must dare. Simeon's voice, a calming, steady tone. In this kind house where we know we're not alone. With you, Eliza, and our child so dear, we'll face the future, casting off our fear. Through trials deep, we'll find a brighter way. Our love and hope will never go astray. With God on their side, George cried in despair. Does he see all they do? Does he even care? They're rich, they're happy, they expect heaven's gates, while we lie in the dust and are crushed by their hate. They buy and sell and trade our blood, and God lets them in this merciless flood. They say the Bible's on their side, and in their churches they take pride. Friend George, listen to this song, so true. It may soothe your soul, bring peace anew. When I sought to understand, it was too painful for me. That is, until I entered into God's sanctuary. It was only then that I saw their downfall. God had placed them where they could fall. He cast them down to their demise, and when He awakes their image, He will despise. Yet I am always with you, guided by your hand, guided by your counsel, by your command. Afterwards you'll receive me in glory's grand, and in your presence forever I'll stand. If this world were all there is, you might ask, where's the Lord? But He chooses those with the least reward. Trust in Him no matter what befalls. He'll make it right beyond these earthly walls. And our child so dear, we'll face the future, casting off our fear. Through trials deep, we'll find a brighter way. Our love and hope will never go astray. With trust renewed, I'll face the night. In God's guidance, I'll find His might. Through trials deep and paths unkind, in His promise peace we'll find. Underneath the moon's silver hue, silent whispers, shadows pursue. Phineas guides with lantern low, through woods where the wild winds blow. Hooves thunder and hearts pound, the night's cloak is our battleground. In the distance danger looms, our path lit by the star-silent booms. Thunder, hearts pound, in the night freedom is found. Through the forest, shadows in tow, chasing the dawn where hope will grow. Stars above are silent guides, strength in unity where love abides. George with eyes that burn like coal grips his fate, his tethered soul. Eliza clings to hope so thin, a mother's love, her strength within. Through valleys deep and ridges high, we race beneath a starlit sky. Each breath a pledge, each step a vow, to break those chains that would bind us now. Thunder, hearts pound, in the night freedom is found. Through the forest, shadows in tow, chasing the dawn where hope will grow. Stars above are silent guides, strength in unity where love abides. John Loker's shadow, a menacing blur, charged at George with reckless spur. A gunshot splits the night in two. Loker falls, his strength withdrew. Phineas saw they were safe and sound, turned back to help where Loker was found. Because after death comes the judgment, it matters not the man's intent. Hooves thunder, hearts pound, in the night freedom is found. Through the forest, shadows in tow, chasing the dawn where hope will grow. Stars above are silent guides, strength in unity where love abides. Across the rocks we fly with haste, every moment a breathless chase. Dawn's approach lightens our load, our spirits lift a brighter road. Phineas returns with Loker in tow, a testament to mercy where compassion flows. But for us our path is clear, together we'll reach Canada, free from fear. Hold tight to the dream, through darkness our spirits gleam. In the night we'll find our light, freedom dawns within our sight.
Just down the way, a heart heavy night and day. She found Tom and shared her grief, a life of sorrow in liquid spirits, seeking relief. A mother held her child so dear, but in a world so cruel she lived in fear. Sold to a master, heartless and cold, couldn't nurse her baby, its cries uncontrolled. In the shadows of despair she found no light, to turned to drink to ease her plight. Lost her child, her heart forever warm. In a world so cruel, her spirit torn. Prue, owned by a family so harsh, forced to put her baby far beyond her arms. Her mistress said, your child's too loud, put it in the attic, away from the crowd. The baby cried, night and day. Prue's heart broke in every way. In the silence, the baby wasted away, and when she passed, so did her will that day. In the shadows of despair, she found no light. Turned to drink to ease her plight. Lost her child, her heart forever warm. In a world so cruel, her spirit torn. Tom knelt beside her in her darkest night, spoke of Jesus' love and the guiding light. Prue, there's hope beyond this world's despair. In his arms you'll find a refuge there. Prue, he suffered for us all, you see, to give us hope, to set our spirits free. There's a place where pain will cease. In his love you'll find your peace. Tom, if heaven's full of white folks there, I don't wanna go, I couldn't bear. All my life they brought me pain. In that place I'd feel the same. Tom of tears replied so true. Prue, his love is there for you. In his arms there's no more race, only peace and warm embrace. In the shadows of despair she found no light. Turned to drink to ease her plight. Lost her child, her heart forever warm. In a world so cruel, her spirit torn. Later in a cellar, beaten and left alone to cry, Prue's spirit broke and she closed her eyes. Consumed by sorrow's deep abyss, she couldn't grasp the hope within Tom's bliss. Tom prayed for Prue, his heart so wide. Lord, take her pain, be by her side. In the silent night, his tears did fall. For Prue's lost soul, he gave his all. Prue, he suffered for us all, you see, to give us hope, to set our spirits free. There's a place where pain will cease. In his love you'll find your peace.
Ophelia said, Augustine, isn't it awful what happened to Prue? You should do something, this cannot continue. Augustine replied, you see a peek behind the curtain, a glimpse of their plight. But there's nothing I can do, it's their prerogative, their right to destroy their own possessions. It's a tragic, brutal sight. Marie then said, Prue was beyond help, just a falling star. Drunk and worthless, she wandered too far. No pity for those who shun the light. It's a harsh world, Ophelia, that's life. In the heart of the night, the clash of minds, different worlds at different times. Augustine seeks to find a way. In the shadows, truth will sway. Ophelia exclaimed, Marie, how can you be so blind and cold? Prue's story of sorrow needs to be told. Whipped and beaten, left to die, this cruelty makes the angels cry. Augustine replied, Ophelia, your heart is kind but laws are grim. The owners have the power, the chances are slim. To change this world we need more than just will. It's a mountain to climb, a bitter pill. Marie then said, people like Prue bring their fate upon their head. They choose their path, that's why she's dead. Sympathy's wasted on those who fall. We must think of ourselves after all. In the heart of the night, the clash of minds, different worlds at different times. Augustine seeks to find a way. In the shadows, truth will sway. Augustine spoke, Marie, your words are sharp, devoid of grace. Prue's suffering wasn't her choice to embrace, forced to leave her babe in an attic far, her cries unheard beneath the stars. Ophelia responded, this system, it must be brought to an end. The laws of man need a change, my friend. Every soul deserves a chance to rise in a world where compassion never dies. Augustine replied, I don't defend it, I simply state it's a complex world with a tangled fate. Let me tell you of Scipio, my hand, a man of defiance from the African land. In the heart of the night, the clash of minds, different worlds at different times. Augustine seeks to find a way, in the shadows truth will sway. Augustine continued, Scipio was fierce and bold, would not be tamed. In the swamps he ran, his owner maimed. He killed the dogs with fists so strong, shot and wounded, but I defended him from the throng. Captured, wounded, I bought him at last, took him home to my own bed and dressed his wounds with care. Healed his body, nursed him with kindness rare. With gentle care I helped him rise, a brother now before my eyes. I offered him his freedom with papers in hand, but he tore them apart, chose to remain and stand. Scipio's loyalty, his love so true, showed me what compassion could do. In a world so cruel, a heart so pure, proved that kindness is the cure. In the heart of the night, the clash of minds, different worlds at different times. Augustine seeks to find a way, in the shadows truth will sway. A few years later, the cholera came. The plague took many and I thought me the same. Deathly sick, I lay within my bed. It was Scipio who came when all had fled. Back to health he brought me when I could have died, but then the cholera took him, and although I tried, I could not save him. And when he passed I cried. It's a complex world with a tangled fate. Some folks get it, and others too late.
So still, with a calm acceptance, knowing heaven's will. While her family denied, she knew her fate. Her soul serene, no room for hate. Live this peaceful light, shining so bright in the darkest night. Her spirit takes flight. With a heart so pure, she's heaven's own. In her Father's arms, she's never alone. To Uncle Tom she spoke, with a voice so clear. I understand, Tom, there's nothing to fear. I give my life to end the pain, for every soul that's bound in chains. Yeah, this peaceful light, shining so bright in the darkest night. Her spirit takes flight. With a heart so pure, she's heaven's own. In her Father's arms, she's never alone. Papa, don't be sad, my time will come soon. I'll be with the angels and the this peaceful light, shining so bright in the darkest night. Her spirit takes flight with a heart so pure. She's heaven's own in her Father's arms. She's never alone. Oh babe, tell us what you see. What is it, said her father? A bright, glorious smile. Her words were softer. Oh love, joy, and peace, she sighed. And with one breath, from death to life, she did glide. Farewell, beloved child. The eternal doors close behind. We'll wait to the gray sky. Your light will never find. Oh, woe to those who saw you leave to heaven's gate. We'll miss your sweet face, now gone to your fate.
After week in the St. Clare mansion, lights floated turned, but his heart felt abandoned. Eva's memory lingered, her voice called from above, but sorrow's heavy weight kept him from love. Oh Lord, I'm trying to see through the veil of doubt that covers me. God, be my guide in my darkest night. Help me believe, help my heart find your light. Clare read his Bible with tears in his eyes. Thoughts of freeing Tom to break the ties. Tom will make you free, pack your things to go. Tom's joy and faith made his spirit grow. Oh Lord, I'm trying to see through the veil of doubt that covers me. God, be my guide in my darkest night. Help me believe, help my heart find your light. Oh Jesus, for what reason you endured her spite and treason on me losing that dread season? Seeking me, thy worn feet hasted on the cross, thy soul death tasted. Let not all these toils be wasted. Master, your soul can still be saved. Tom's faith shone bright, his spirit brave. We serve the Lord when we help his own. In every word his faith was shown. St. Clare began to see the light. Started the papers, Tom's freedom in sight. But shadows loomed while this task wasn't done, remembering Eva's light, his setting sun. Oh Lord, I'm trying to see through the veil of doubt that covers me. God, be my guide in my darkest night. Help me believe, help my heart find your light. One fateful night there was a tragic fight. St. Clare was wounded and losing his might. Tom prayed for me, he earnestly cried, as Tom's heartfelt prayers rose to the skies. Oh Lord, I'm starting to see through the veil of doubt that covers me. God, be my guide in my darkest night. Help me believe, help my heart find your light. In the gates of eternity, black and white hold tight. St. Clare's soul found peace in the Lord's sight. With one last breath he called mother, and so from death to life he crossed over. Eva's light shone, guiding him home, leaving unfinished tasks for others to own. Oh Lord, I'm finally free, in your arms for all eternity.
the silence after sorrow, as the night turns to day, Tom's heart bears the burden of his dreams in dismay. Promises unfulfilled, with St. Clare's passing breath. In the quiet of the mansion, they prepare for what's next. Shadows of fate cast a long and weary shade. From hope to fear, our hearts are sorely swayed. The ocean looms ahead, with an uncertain dawn. In the shadows of our fate, we must carry on. Rose's tears fall silently, the order in her hand. Fear of the whipping house in this cruel, ruthless land. Miss Ophelia pleads Rose's case to Marie, but it falls on deaf ears. Marie's heart is hardened against mercy's tears. Shadows of fate cast a long and weary shade. From hope to fear, our hearts are sorely swayed. The auction looms ahead, with an uncertain dawn. In the shadows of our fate, we must carry on. Promises of freedom buried in despair. Tom's faith is his beacon in this world unfair. Miss Ophelia writes a letter, a plea for Tom's rights. But the path ahead is shadowed as day turns into night. With the paperwork unfinished, Marie's heart closed and cold. Tom and others are marched off to the fate they fear. In the slave warehouse waiting, their spirits to be sold, bound by faith and hope through the long dark cold. Shadows of fate cast a long and weary shade. From hope to fear, our hearts are sorely swayed. The auction looms ahead, with an uncertain dawn. In the shadows of our fate, we must carry on. In the shadows of our fate, though the world seems bleak, Tom's faith is strong. His spirit is not weak. Trials and tribulations, their courage shines bright. In the shadows of their fate, they continue to fight.
In the crowded square, together shadows cast long and stark. Tom stands tall in silent silence, lives are sold in the dark. Underneath the auction hammer, futures bought and sold. Tom's faith remains unbroken, though the world grows cold, grows cold. Faces blur with desperation, voices cold and cruel. Each of a soul, a number in a game with no remorse. Life's reduced to currency, traded without recall. What's the price of a man when the debt comes due? Numbers cold and calculated, lives to pay it through. The echo of the whisper steals our struck by hand in earth, negotiating futures. What's the price of a man? What's the price of a man? Legree steps forward, eyes like ice. His bid is fine in Lullaby. Tom's heart sinks knowing now this place where hope comes to die. Among the crowd, no friendly faces, just the grim decree. Tom is sold to Legree's cruel hand, his fate sealed to be. Voices ring, still silent anguish, tears that never show. A mother's heart is breaking, though her child will never know. In the cold light of the morning, futures bought and sold. Tom's unwavering spirit, even as the world grows cold. What's the price of a man when the debt comes due? Numbers cold and calculated, lives to pay it through. In the echo of the whisper steals our struck by hand in earth, negotiating futures. What's the price of a man? What's the price of a man? The cost of human kindness laid against the cost of sin. In another place, those breaking, though her child will never know. In the cold light of the morning, futures bought and sold. Tom's unwavering spirit, even as the world grows cold. What's the price of a man when the debt comes due? Numbers cold and calculated, lives to pay it through. In the echo of the whisper steals us struck by hand, negotiating futures. What's the price of a man? What's the price of a man? What's the price of a man? In the dead of the night, through the barrens drear, Tom's unshackled hands, still chained by fear. Put on these rags, forget your past, with a heart so cold and cruelty vast. Take off your boots, wear these coarse shoes. Your past and faith are soon out of use. In the darkness, Tom's Bible hid in his pocket, his faith amid. Legree, a shadow, a storm of light, a tyrant ruling through pure righteous heart. Avoid when darkness thrives, in this realm where no hope survives. Emmeline's eyes filled with dread, Legree's touch, a terror widespread. The road immortal, twisted path where hope and joy had breathed their last. Dogs of fury, straining tides, ragged servants, a hopeless plight. Tongue weary from the road, face Legree's heartless heavy load. Legree, a shadow, a storm of light, a tyrant ruling through pure righteous heart. Avoid when darkness thrives, in this realm where no hope survives. Emmeline, Tom's kindness sparked a light among the weary within their plight. A Bible's words, a whisper of grace in a land where evil permeates. Touch of fury, a cruel command. Flog her now with your own hand. Tom stood firm, his spirit high. I'd rather suffer
souls entwined begin to cry. Emmeline's plea, her desperate call, Cassy's bitter tale, rise and fall. How can we find a way to be free in this land of pain and misery? Bound by sorrow, haunted by fear, but a shade's touch may bring us near. Our only escape is when we're dead. Cassy's despair, her soul misled. Her heart once full of love and light, now crushed by pain and lost in the night. Oh, can we find a way to be free in this land of pain and misery? Bound by sorrow, haunted by fear, but a shade's touch may bring us near. Our only escape is when we're dead. Cassy's despair, her soul misled. Her heart once full of love and light, now crushed by pain and lost in the night. Oh, can we find a way to be free in this land of pain and misery? Bound by sorrow, haunted by fear, but a shade's touch may bring us near. Legree's torment, a twisted mind, a past that haunts love left behind. Ghosts of the past, a ghastly hope. Together they find a way to cope. Dreams of escape in brandy drowned, where Cassy's strength and Emmeline's hope is found. A mother's curse, a daughter's plea, a plan is seeded to set them free. Oh, can we find a way to be free in this land of pain and misery? Bound by sorrow, haunted by fear, but a shade's touch may bring us near. Dawn, a new day's light, the spirit's strong, ready to fight. For though their bodies may be contained, their heart's resolve remains untamed.
In the midst of the night, among wisps of despair, Tom lifts his eyes to heaven and finds solace in prayer. Legree's dark taunts echo, evil close around, but Tom's heart holds steady, in God's love he's found. The Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear? Through the darkest valleys, His presence is near. With His strength and mercy, He comforts me. In His mighty presence, I am free. Whip may strike but cannot touch Tom's soul. He may take this body but cannot kill my soul. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, Tom fears no evil, trusting with each breath. The Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear? Through the darkest valleys, His presence is near. With His strength and mercy, He comforts me. In His mighty presence, I am set free. Tom's voice rings out in song, a beacon in the night. Blessed are the meek in this unjust fight. Legree's fury rises, but Tom's faith stands strong. In every trial he sings his victory song. Father, forgive them, Tom whispers through his pain, for he knows in suffering there's eternal gain. Legree's threats are hollow, his power can't prevail, for God's love is sovereign, and his grace will never fail. The Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear? Through the darkest valleys, his presence is near. With his strength and mercy, he comforts me. In his mighty presence, I am set free. In his grace, let no fear take hold, for the Lord our God is mighty, his promise is bold. Thanks be to God who gives us the victory. Through our Lord Jesus Christ we find our destiny.
Dead of night where shadows crawl, Cassy and Emmeline freedom's call, running through the mire, hearts full of dread, seeking sanctuary from the torment they fled. Oh, into the swamps where shadows hide, where Legree's vengeance they'll defy. In the darkness they learn to cope, in their plan they place their hope. Legree stands with a wicked grin, let them run, he says I'll reel them in. Gathering his men with torches bright, the hunt begins under the moon's pale light. Oh, into the swamps where shadows hide, Legree's vengeance they'll defy. In the darkness they learn to cope, in their plan they place their hope. Legree stands with a wicked grin, let them run, he says I'll reel them in. Gathering his men with torches bright, the hunt begins under the moon's pale light. Oh, into the swamps where shadows hide, Legree's vengeance they'll defy. In the darkness they learn to cope, in their plan they place their hope. Cassy's mind, sharp and clear, the plan unfolds, a path to steer. Delving back they find a way to the attic's dark, where shadows play. In the heart of the house they hold their breath, silence in the attic, escaping death. Legree searches every hidden space, but in the attic's dark they leave no trace. Oh, into the swamps where shadows hide, Legree's vengeance they'll defy. In the darkness they learn to cope, in their plan they place their hope. From the attic high they haunt his dreams, sounds in the night, apparition schemes. When the search is done and he's lost the trail, they'll find their freedom behind the veil. Oh, into the swamps where shadows hide, Legree's vengeance they'll defy. In the darkness they learn to cope, in their plan they place their hope. Legree, now desperate, sends for Tom, find out what he knows, where they've gone. With plans to torture him till his last breath, Legree plots a fate worse than death. Oh, into the swamps where shadows hide, Legree's vengeance they'll defy. In the darkness they learn to cope, in their plan they place their hope. Legree, not desperate, sends for Tom, find out what he knows, where they've gone. With plans to torture him till his last breath, Legree plots a fate worse than death. Oh, into the swamps where shadows hide, Legree's vengeance they'll defy. In the darkness they learn to cope, in their plan they place their hope. Cassy and
and Emmeline, hearts entwined in the attic's dark. Their courage shines, for though Legree may hunt and pry, they'll await the search before they try.
Toil and pain, Tom's quiet prayer did rise. In thy hands is my spirit, with heaven in his eyes. Seized by brutal thugs, yet a soul untouched by fear. For a higher voice was calling, do not tremble, I am near. Fear not those who break the body, they can touch the soul. For in the arms of Jesus we are safe and whole. With every stripe and brutal blow, his faith stood firm and tall. In the shadow of the cross, Tom gave his all. The scenes of torment, trees and huts did blur. Tom's heart beat with the vision, his spirit did not deter. I know that plan, he whispered, but my lips are sealed. For I will not betray them, even if my fate is sealed. Fear not those who break the body, they can touch the soul. For in the arms of Jesus we are safe and whole. With every stripe and brutal blow, faith stood firm and tall. In the shadow of the cross, Tom gave his all. In the darkened shed where angels stood unseen, Tom's prayers rose to heaven, his heart serene. The tempter whispered treachery, but Tom stood firm and true. For like his blessed Savior, his spirit broke through. Almost gone, Master, came the reluctant call. But Tom's words of forgiveness echoed through it all. Poor miserable creature, he whispered in the night. A mess in the darkness, a martyr's inspiring sight. Fear not those who break the body, they can touch the soul. For in the arms of Jesus we are safe and whole. With every stripe and brutal blow, faith stood firm and tall. In the shadow of the cross, Tom gave his all. Jesus, the question from those who saw. In Tom's unconscious moments, some hearts began to thaw. He had spoke of endless mercy and love beyond the grave. His words a path to freedom with the power to save. Fear not those who break the body, they can touch the soul. For in the arms of Jesus we are safe and whole. With every stripe and brutal blow, faith stood firm and tall. In the shadow of the cross, Tom gave his all. As dawn broke the horizon, the with slow release, a testament to the fight.
Through the china trees a young man rides, driven by a mission with hope in his eyes. George Shelby comes with a heart full of hope, seeking good old Tom down the Red River slope. In the shadows of sorrow a promise stands, a young master searches across distant lands. With courage and love he'll search till the end, for the soul of a servant, a beloved old friend. A letter delayed in the hands of fate, Miss Ophelia's news arrived far too late. Tom sold at auction, but to who and where? To find out, young George will have to travel down there. In the shadows of sorrow a promise stands, a young master searches across distant lands. With courage and love he'll search till the end, for the soul of a servant, a beloved old friend. George's search led. By chance he finds someone who was outbid, traveling on to Legree's plantation, with money in hand, determined to free Tom from this cruel land. Legree's house, a den of despair, George confronts the beast in his dark sanguine lair. Where is Tom? George's voice, a fiery blaze. In the shed Tom lies in his final days. In the shadows of sorrow a promise stands, a young master searches across distant lands. With courage and love he'll search till the end, for the soul of a servant, a beloved old friend. Tom's body broken, but his spirit soars. He whispers of heaven and eternal doors. Master George, you've come, but it's too late. The Lord's got me now, and I stand at the gate. Oh, I'm going to glory, come along with me. See the angels beckoning, calling me free. See the golden city, the everlasting day. In his arms we'll find our way. George, tears falling, kneels by his side. Don't call me poor, for in Christ I abide. And with one last breath into death he slides. In the shadows of sorrow a promise stands, a young master searches across distant lands. With courage and love he'll search till the end, for the soul of a servant, a beloved old friend. George asks Legree, will you sell his body to me? Legree sneers, take him, I don't sell the dead, you see. I'll bury him proper in a grave so deep, and honor his life in the memories we'll keep. In the shadows of sorrow a promise stands, a young master searches across distant lands. With courage and love he'll search till the end, for the soul of a servant, a beloved old friend. On a sandy
They lay down to rest where the air was clean. George on his knees with a fervent plea. Witness, O God, I will fight till all are free.
In the dead of night, whispers fill the air. Ghostly footsteps echo, climbing down the stairs. Cassy in a sheet, haunting with a plan. A spirit of rebellion, with freedom close at hand. Through shadows and through fear they find their way. In the guise of ghosts, they break away. With courage and with stealth they haunt the air. Cassy and Emmeline, escaping their lair. Legree, plagued by visions, a shroud of his past. Haunted by his deeds, his terror unsurpassed. He drinks to drown the echoes, but finds no peace. For a soul like his, there's no release. Through shadows and through fear they find their way. In the guise of ghosts, they break away. With courage and with stealth they haunt the air. Cassy and Emmeline, escaping their lair. Legree's house, a haunt of dread and gloom. Plagued by his torments, he hides in his room. Like ghosts in the mists, they haunt the air. Cassy and Emmeline, escaping their lair. In the early dawn, dressed in black attire, Cassy and Emmeline, hearts afire. They play their roles, a lady and her maid. In the town's quiet streets, their fears allay. Through shadows and through fear they find their way. In the guise of ghosts, they break away. With courage and with stealth they haunt the air. Cassy and Emmeline, escaping their lair. As the sun rises, a new dawn breaks. Two souls find freedom despite the stakes. In the shadows they leave behind a tale to tell of courage and escape from a horrible hell.
The rattling wheels announced his return. Master George is back and Chloe's heart starts to burn. Mrs. Shelby embraced her son with relief, but for Aunt Chloe there was only grief. Freedom's dawn is breaking through tears and pain. In the memory of the ones we've lost we'll gain. A new day is coming as we stand
and sing, for the joy and sorrow freedom's dawn will break. George took Chloe's hand with a heavy heart. I wish I'd brought him home, but death tore us apart. George spoke of Tom's last moments with tender grace. His words brought peace to Chloe's weary face. Freedom's dawn is breaking through tears and pain. In the memory of the ones we've lost we'll gain. A new day is coming as we stand and sing, for the joy and sorrow freedom's dawn will break. That gathered in the hall, George with papers of freedom, their names he did call. Amid sobs and tears, he set them free. But there's no need to leave, you can stay and work with me. Freedom's dawn is breaking through tears and pain. In the memory of the ones we've lost we'll gain. A new day is coming as we stand and sing, for the joy and sorrow freedom's dawn will bring. A moment rose with trembling hands to the sky. Let us thank the Lord, was his heartfelt cry. Praise be the Lord, who sets the captives free. Sound the trumpet in Zion for his year of jubilee. Our chains are broken and our debts forgiven, and by his grace our liberty is given. Freedom's blessing calls us to be just, to walk in love and uphold God's trust.
Read the signs of the times. Human trafficking is modern slavery's crimes. Gang violence rips communities apart, breaking lives and shattering hearts. Who may abide the day of God's return? For in that day his judgment will burn. He'll appear as a witness against all oppression, breaking to pieces this world's transgression. Oh, oh. Addictions chains bind tight and strong. Substance abuse sings a sorrowful song. Poverty and inequality are on the rise, while the wealthy turn blind eyes. Who may abide the day of God's return? Sexual exploitation and abuse in the night is calling for justice, for wrongs to be made right. Our trust betrayed, a mental health crises with hope delayed. In every prayer for his kingdom's come, remember, justice must be done. Who may abide the day of God's return? For in that day, his judgment will burn. He'll appear as a witness against all oppression, breaking to pieces this world's transgression. A day of grace is still held out. Repent and turn, leave behind your doubt. Christ's love and justice hand in hand will bring healing to this broken land.